Hey there, and welcome to the latest episode of the PokePopCast. In today's episode, we're going to present the Q&A section of the professor seminar that was held last month in the St. Louis Regionals. It's taken a while to put it together because, unfortunately, it was in very bad condition. And I do want to thank Ryan Alperstein for getting any video at all. This was originally supposed to be recorded by the people doing streaming at the venue. Something happened, they didn't do it, and Ryan at the last minute was able to get some recordings. So last time we presented the cheating section. Today we're going to be doing the Q&A. Unfortunately, this section was in very bad shape, so I'm going to be compartmentalizing and I'm going to be breaking up questions. I'm going to have some text showing what the questions were because we didn't have the questions recorded very well from the audience. But we'll get the information out there, and that's the most important part. Without further ado, here's the Q&A section of the Professor Seminar from February 2018. Take it away.
While we were in the middle of it, and ooh, I got red eye. Any questions from the gallery?
Can we take selfies with the Snorlax?
No.
No.
Can we take selfies with Corey?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a reference to the idea of misshuffling and possibly staffing. There is an ability to cut staff for after to present an illegal limb. If we are looking at someone's deck thinking that it is illegal or improperly shuffled, and this is just the idea of it being improperly shuffled, should we also look at the cards in the deck and verify it has not been cut stacked? For example, if there's a Juniper every 15 cards and everything is perfectly spaced out, it's either shuffled very, very randomly or it's been stacked that way.
So the question is, are you able to look at the cards to look for things like even or cut stacking as Paul here? So here's a little secret. As a judge, you can do whatever you feel is necessary to maintain the integrity of the tournament. Now, if you're going to do something radical, you should check with your head judge and make sure they're okay with what you're planning on doing. But by and large, and Josh can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but we want to maintain the integrity of the tournament, and if we feel we need to do something in order to do that, then we should do it.
I also have one further question, and this is about, in reference to the Vindy cards you had to deal with here a bit. How did you solve that? Was it the judge proxy substitute?
Okay, so the Bendy promo cards, at that particular time, and it's a generally good way to handle it, is you can't spend a half hour unbending the cards. I took 4 energy cards that were of a type that wasn't in his deck, wrote the name of the card on it. He kept one of the cards outside of the deck as a reference, and just said, here's 4 judge-created proxies. If your opponent has any question about are these legal to use, and I initial them, then just call me and I'll let the opponent know that they're judge issued. Okay, you want to resolve things as quickly as possible, and Occam's razor, do the solution that works easiest, and creating a proxy takes a few seconds. So that's the way that I went with that.
Okay.
Yes.
Hang on. Can't hear you.
So this is about deck checking. Someone mentioned earlier, like, don't always take the players that are done first, maybe wait until a second. But I've never really understood why in Pokemon we wait until they're done and don't take decks at the beginning of the round.
We generally got in that practice for the sake of flow of the tournament. And it's not a hard and fast rule. There are certainly, unpredictability is a good thing. If cheaters can predict what you're going to do, then that's bad. So it's not a bad thing to be unpredictable and occasionally do a deck check at the beginning of the round. It's a really good time. If you're suspecting stacking or something along those lines, if you grab the decks when the game is set up and the deck is being presented to the opponent, actually before the game is set up, right? And the deck is being presented to the opponent for a cut, that's a great time to do a deck check, because now you're not only checking that the deck is legal, that whether sleeves are marked, but now you're also have a great opportunity to check for things like stacking. So yeah, you can deck check when you feel is a good time to deck check. Just because in large tournaments where we're doing things for the flow of the event to keep things moving so we're not done at 2 in the morning, even in a big tournament, at NAIC last year, we did a deck check at the beginning of the round because there was a suspicion of something going on. So you can do things, whatever you need to do. Again, whatever you need to do, you can do. Let me ask somebody else here.
Regarding giving out extensions, every time I judge review, I ask the judge how we're doing this because it changes the tournament order.
I'm sorry.
For extensions, tournament to tournament, I always end up going up to the head judge and asking how we're ruling this for this one. Some judges allot the full amount of time for an extension, other ones allot whatever the extension was minus 3 minutes. Now I understand if, someone calls us over and it takes us 10 seconds to figure out this is the ruling, there's no extension for that. But in a situation where it takes 5 minutes to figure out the correct ruling and we come back and tell them, okay, you have a 2-minute extension. Now, the player that's currently losing feels that they just got cheated out of 3 minutes. The next time that happens, or if they're in that situation, they're not calling the judge over, they're fixing it without us. Sometimes they're doing it wrong, and then it gets worse. Wait, there's one more thing though. The other issue is, the player that's winning sometimes will call the judge over just to eat up those 3 minutes.
Okay, so the philosophy on that, and I'll give Vince an opportunity to interject his thoughts on this as well, is there's normally a few minutes taken in a match for judge rulings. And so normally if rulings are timely, then you don't give an extension. If it's really fast, if there is a bit of an extension, you give 3 minutes. My personal thought is if a ruling has taken a really long time and it's due to the judges taking longer to figure something out that really they should have taken to figure out, give the players the time. But that's my personal opinion. You can have issues with a large tournament, so let me give Vince's opinion.
I think what we're going to go to is a -2 for this tournament. I'm going to talk to Clay Mitchell, Rick Mitchell, Mike Martin, and Mike Collins, I guess is the junior head judge, right? Good, I figured something out. And we're going to go with a -2, because in a tournament like this, yes, I'm aware of the exact issue you're talking about. But there is a certain amount of time allocated for referees' duties in a match. And if it is abused, it is a form of slow play. And it's something that judges need to be made aware of. All right, I'm only going to take a few more questions, and then I'm going to go to Professor Cup announcements. And man, when she brought me that water and popcorn, my voice got better. AC.
So, under slow play, the penalty guidelines says a player who takes too long to make a decision about gameplay runs the risk of putting their opponent at a disadvantage due to the round's time limit. In addition to the recommended penalty, the judge may issue a time extension to offset the disadvantage. This is a tool that I have never seen used. Why, as judges, are we not issuing a time extension for every single case of slow play? So we're fighting slow play with a written warning. Why are we not adding a time extension for every single instant of slow play to combat slow play and to combat the potential stalling that we cannot discern?
All right, Anthony, why are we not adding an automatic time extension when we give the written warning for slow play? A, brilliant. B, wish I had a great answer quick. C, probably will go into best practices next time a group of us sit down and think about it. No, and there's been a hypersensitivity among some organizers with these mega events about time being added to the tournament. And let's be honest, this is the first tournament in this new system. We don't know if it's going to be fast, slow, or ugly. But that can't drive what's fair.
In response to my question, Matt's question, and Laura's question, when do we put the integrity of the game in front of the let's finish by 9, let's finish by 10? Isn't the integrity of the game more important?
Yes.
Can we take some time to get the calls right?
Yes.
Do the beginning round deck check, do the mid-round deck check, give them the full time extent that the players deserve.
Well, now, that one, there is referee time built into any game. That you're going to get me to catch on that one. But your point about the slow play warning coming with a time extension is well taken and will have to be considered. And like I said, I'm very happy to say I just can't throw that suggestion away because it makes a lot of damn sense, Anthony. MC.
Yeah, so real quick, I'll give an example on that. At Worlds one year, American player, Korean player, had some issues with translations. It was a he said, she said, and in a he said, she said, you're trying to spend some time figuring out who's right and who's not right. And there was time taken up in that ruling, and we were already 20 minutes behind schedule, and I got some pressure to make this ruling fast, and I said, I need to understand the specifics before I can make the ruling. Well, just make the ruling, and I pushed back on that. As a judge, you need to be willing to push back to do the right thing for the players. And in that case, I felt that I could get to the place where I could make the right ruling by spending a bit of time figuring it out. And so, if we do put the players first, as a judge, you need to be willing to push back on what you're told respectfully and do what's right for the players. But as I always say, you always should be able to stand up in front of Dave Schwimmer or Josh Massey and defend what you're doing is the right thing.
I'm going to keep it down to 2 more questions because my junior judges will revolt. Mike Copper, I called on you, so Mike Copper, I'm calling on you again.
Rules lawyers. Do you have any good advice for dealing with rules lawyers in the middle of a match?
There is a great Shakespeare quote, I believe, and the first thing we should do is kill all the lawyers.
Give them a warning for gamesmanship, and if they continue, prize penalty.
Give them a warning for gamesmanship, and if they continue, prize penalty from your senior's head judge. Last question coming here.
So I know we all probably want to get out of here, but I feel like it's a very important question with cheating. One of the problems that I just can't tackle at all is when somebody tells me about cheating. I haven't seen it at the match. There's no way for me to go back and check. Like, sometimes, or even that maybe the one time I do hesitate is when I want to go back and rewind and maybe ask questions right at the table. If it's been recorded to me, the number one comment or complaints I get from parents and players and people at the game is that there's nothing I can do when they come and tell me something. So I actually got some feedback on Twitter. They were just very frustrated with, they go and tell a judge, but then to them the judge has done nothing. I was wondering what we can do.
Okay, and I'm going to follow that up, and that's actually a great final point. There are 3 things that are extremely difficult when you are called over as a judge to have any type of proof on. Judge, my opponent's slow playing. I wasn't there. I haven't been watching, most likely. How do I call it on slow play if my opponent's slow play? Unless the judge has actually seen it, it's almost impossible to make that call. Number 2, judge, my opponent didn't shuffle correctly or didn't roll the dice correctly. Unless I've seen it as a judge, I'm hamstrung. If they haven't drawn cards yet, we can ask them to completely randomize. But it's very difficult to prove a good or bad roll if you didn't sit there and see it. Number 3 is the cheating. Judge, my opponent cheated. Sometimes you can hook them, but the most of the times, if I go back on my slideshow, cheaters are liars. And most cheaters realize when they start in on that hook, and they've got some little excuse that might get them to wiggle off, they're going to wiggle. They know their life's on the line. They prepared for this. They practiced for this. But that's why vigilance is necessary. And when we do actively catch it, there's no second chances in cheating. But when somebody comes up and says, oh, he cheated, unless you've got a corroborating witness, to use the two legal terms, or somebody can say absolutely, or worse yet, yeah, I did. I did do that, and I feel bad about it. I meant to do it. He says all the things that no player ever says. So, and I'm going to give it to Mike, and then Mike's going to give it back to me within 30 seconds so I can give it to Doug to go over the Professor Cup and call my judges.
It is very quick. Yes, there are some things you can do. You can't do anything about what happened in the past, but you can do some things about what's happening in the future. So if you've been alerted that a player is cheating, you assign a judge to watch that player. And again, you use the techniques of 2 rows back and off to the side. You do what you can to see if the player repeats the actions that they were accused of. Okay? And that may take a couple of rounds of observing, because cheating is a very serious accusation, and you never want to jump without looking. You want to be sure of what you're doing if you're going to say that, yes, this player was cheating. So you can look for it, you can have a judge assigned, and I recommend switching off judges. So one judge is watching one round, another judge is watching another round, so therefore the player doesn't say, why is this judge always in my area? Team judging, and you can look for it, and on occasion, recently, we have, in fact, observed what was accused and action was taken.